So Build It Back is really the next step in the evolution of the full recovery effort. So it's really started immediately after Sandy with the immediate needs that people had, and then we did rapid repairs where we provided basic heat, hot water, and power to 12,000 buildings, more than 20,000 residential units. All the while we were putting together our action plan for HUD after the Sandy bill finally passed, thanks to the New York congressional delegation and others, which enables us to go to the next phase, which is what NYC Build It Back is. Basically says to homeowners and renters, okay, now it's been long enough, maybe you've had an insurance payment or you've put in for it, maybe you've gotten some FEMA recovery, but I'm sure you could have other needs. It may not be enough to do the full repair. If your home was destroyed, you may still need to do a full rebuild, and that's where NYC Build It Back comes in to fill the gap. So people are going to be able to sign up and register, and that's the first thing that I encourage anybody who has suffered any kind of damage that they think they could potentially be eligible to get some kind of support from NYC Build It Back. Go to nyc.gov and sign up. Now, you can sign up for repairs, you can sign up for a full rebuild, you can sign up for reimbursement, and in certain instances you might also be eligible for what we're calling an acquisition for redevelopment, depending on the level of damage and where you are and so forth. But we're going to put everybody with a housing recovery specialist who's going to work on each person's individual case.
We wanted to really send the message here and throughout the city, I'm speaking for myself here, that the city never lost sight of those that really needed the help. And Pat has been staying in touch with all of us for quite some time, and I spoke to the mayor personally about it, and Kaz, and they said, you know what, we're going to send government to her, and we're going to walk her through the process so she could be one of the first people that receives aid from this package in the entire city.
That we first fill out basic information on what your damages are, how much work you still have to do, your personal information, and then we submit. So the details on the household, actually the third step that we'll get to.
It's another step. It's another step forward. Listen, I want to be clear about one thing. There's not a person in this room, especially the elected officials, that don't understand, for those that are still displaced, for the small business owners that still haven't reopened, that we still haven't done enough, and there's a lot to do. So that has not been lost. But at the same time, we do have to reflect on monumental steps forward, and this is a big step forward for the city to start accepting applications to get people's lives back together, and that's what really this is about. It's about putting people's lives back together after some of arguably the most difficult challenges they'll ever face in their life, especially for Pat. It's a step forward, and we said from the beginning it's going to be a day at a time. So it's a big step.
Yes. So far.
Mike, you want to?
And then the information for the fund.
It's a big step to the next step in my life. It puts me on the road to recovery. I'm going to finally move on and breathe again and be a part of the next step in my life. For the past 7 months, I felt like I was in limbo, and now I can breathe again, where I can move on to setting up home again and moving on. Yes, I want to stay in the neighborhood, yes. The Tottenville community has been wonderful to me from day one. They've been there for me. They've been at the hospital. When I was in the hospital, they were there around the clock. When I came home from the hospital, they were there around the clock. My door has been a revolving door. It's been wonderful. They've been wonderful with donations and food and clothing and gift cards, and they've been there the whole way. My heart goes out to all those people that have helped, that people I don't even know that came forth. It's been wonderful. To know that I've been in their hearts and in their minds from day one, and Grim and Ignazio, they've been at the hospital to see me. They've been there the whole way, promising me it's going to happen one day, it's going to happen, and it's happening. It's really happening. I can breathe now. And I can't wait for them to say, here's the keys, start moving in. Start packing where you are, and let's get going.